Alright, so nothing really too significant happened in chapter 10-9, or so it may seem. There's a lot of things that can be looked at and analyzed on a deeper level here that can show just why some of the characters and status is so important in One Piece, as we can see with Saturn, Kizaru, York, as well as the importance of information. We're going to be getting into all of it now. Robin, there was a lot of theories about where she was. She is confirmed to be with the crew. Shaka and Pythagoras are dead, as well as the fact that Edison and Atlas are still alive, and the Seraphim damage is very minor. Robin and Kaku are injured, but the thing is, Lucci is still with them, but it's actually revealed that Lucci sent out information to Kizaru. When Kizaru tells Saturn this, you can tell that Saturn is a character that cares about loyalty, and he actually said that was a really smart decision, and that Lucci is kind of trying to save himself in this instance because he knows he's kind of expendable, especially knowing what it was once like to be the big bad and knowing that now he's definitely not a person of value here. At this point too, when Kizaru gets this information, he's asked by Saturn to infiltrate into the dome using his light speed, I guess you could say, which is when he just teleports around basically. At this point he was like, yeah, I can do that, but you see Sentomaru got every single toy in the bag. He is like Batman. He has every single gadget. He will order all the CBs, the Seraphim, and the Pacifista to destroy the ship. And Sentomaru, man, what a come up. In Sabati, he was really sitting there and you're kind of just like, he's a pouty kid. Then he gets messed up by Luffy in the beginning of post time skip. And now look at him, man. Just look at him. He got Kizaru shaking in his boots. Here's the main thing, and probably the most important thing from the chapter before we get to the big hype moment. Saturn said that their main three things they need to protect are Punk's records, so that's pretty obvious, the research, York, and then the power plant that creates the mother flame, which is obviously a huge deal. But I wonder with Vegapunk knowing that, what is he going to do with that information? He should be able to identify that, of course, they want it for the mother flame, but wouldn't that make Vegapunk want to destroy it on their way out? It's interesting, and we don't really know how this is going to develop, but it's something to keep in the back of our mind. There's also some weird stuff with Lucci and Stassi. I don't know how to pronounce that name, sorry. But I don't think it's anything to be looked into on that deeper level. But here is the second meat and potatoes of the chapter. Luffy and the Gorosei get on the phone, they bring it up mobster style, and they gotta work their situation out. He tells them to leave with all their ships if they want York to live. Then, this is really weird what it says in the spoiler. They ask him something, Luffy tells him very honestly, and Robin, of all people, gets mad. Robin gets up and is like, what are you doing? Like, it's all good to be an idiot, but to be a dumbass is another story. And you are being a dumbass. You told them something and you think you won, and of course you didn't. And then Usopp gets mad, but at the same time, it's Luffy. That's what he's gonna do. He's not really the type to really manipulate like that, so it does make sense. But he does tell him that he will become the king of the pirates again, which is of course gonna be sick. Whenever he says that, it's always hype. When we get the panel, I'm sure it will be even better. Who knows, whenever Oda does it, I feel like it's a special panel, but maybe in this time it will be more casual. I don't really see how they make it too hype, but who knows. Also, S-Snake falls in love with Luffy, and this is a weird thing, man. I don't know how I feel about this whole Seraphim kid thing, and she basically is obeying him now. It's weird. I think everyone will agree. It's a little bit off-putting. We also get revealed that Vivi and Wapol are behind all of Morgan's stuff, and they're listening to the call between Luffy and the Gorosei, so they all hear that too. And Vivi and Wapol and Morgan are like three characters that I actually kind of like when we check in with them, because I feel like they always are doing something unique and vastly different. Then at the very end, we get that Vegapunk said that they can use the Vega Force to escape, which is their ship, which is right next to the Sunny. The chapter ends with them standing on the ship, and honestly, it's kind of weird. I don't really get it. Like, why are they doing this build up? Like, why couldn't they have just done that from the start? I don't know if that's going to be more clear when we get the chapter, but my basic feelings coming away from is that it seems like there's not going to be any huge fight here. I can see maybe Luffy and Kizaru fighting a little bit as they're trying to escape, but it seems like the main battle is going to be between Kizaru and Sentomaru, and the only thing I can see changing that is maybe if Saturn goes in and has some super special ability we don't know about that somehow takes care of Sentomaru, making Kizaru able to go after the Straw Hats. Maybe a brief exchange, but if they're already on Vegapunk's ship, which I don't fully understand, I'm not gonna lie, and also the Vegapunk's dying, the two that died, it seems kind of random, honestly. It reminds me of how the two samurai died at the end of Wano. I don't even remember their names, and that's the point. Oda, when he does go to kill characters, he just kills random characters, and Pell of course survived the nuke, but these two characters get off-screened. It's super weird. I don't like it too much. We do get that Kizaru is on the island at the end of the chapter, which I guess we could all have expected. This is a very strange, it's a weird, awkward chapter that has hype moments, and as I was going through it, I was like, you know what? This is pretty gas, but at the same time, I don't really know how you're going to create a big fight here. I think Oda wants to create a short fight that leaves us knowing that Luffy can compete with them, but at the same time, we're unsure about how strong he is or isn't. Let me know what you think about it down below. That was chapter 1090, Admiral Kizaru. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, and also be sure to drop some criticisms down below as well. Don't forget, we're just getting started, we're going to stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.